Alright, welcome to NoobAquatics. This is Matthew. Thanks again for joining us. We have finally found a permanent location. We are here in our new fish room. Now this again is a work in progress. You can see the garage door behind us. And I was going to show you moving the fish from one place to the other, but the video of moving, that's pretty much it. So if you want to move fish, you need to be careful because they're glass tanks. Even harder to move acrylic tanks because they're plastic. When those break, they just gone. But thanks again for being our subscribers and making sure you like the channel if it does help you out, or if you just like the video. We're going to show you kind of the start of our new fish room. So let's take a look. All right, so over here, this is our first rack. 10-gallon tanks on the bottom. We're going to have the 20-gallon tank right there, 20-gallon tank right there. I'm going to set up another one of these along this wall right here. And then right here, I'm going to set up one more for a couple 40-gallon tanks. Now the 40-gallon tanks, they're going right here, but that's just because eventually they're going to go in the house. And here is all the materials. Right there. I still have one tool I need to buy. I got to get a wood planer because I have up here, there's a lip right here, so I'm going to have to level that out so that it's level. It's level on this side over here. It's level down there. But up here I got some imperfections in the wood. So I'm going to get a level planer and I'm going to cut that up. You can see over here, these are our new rain barrels. I'm going to start collecting rainwater. These are 275-gallon food grade IBC totes. I'm going to get those connected up to where they go through, the water goes through a carbon filter. All right, and that's the water that I'm going to use for water changes when needed. And these are our babies. That's why we brought them first. These are our baby Albi marginatas. These are the baby Gecko Medaka rice fish, so kind of look like miniature koi. These are the Agius, solid black with a frilled long fin. And these are the Yazakura Gold X. So we lost several of these. We don't know why, but we're hoping that there's more in there than it looks. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take the water, we're going to put it back, put the lids back, get these set up on a timer, get them plugged in, and get them going. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for more. We'll show you as we bring more in and set it up and show you the progress going forward. Remember, if you like this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more coming here soon. All right, we're back again, and we got some more updates to the new permanent location. So previously, we showed you these right here. All right, and soon we're going to have the 20 gallons up here on top. And then over here, we've got another rack made. All right, and then we're going to have the 29 gallon on one of these. I'm not sure which one. And then over here, you can't tell, but where this ladder is right here. All right, there's going to be another rack similar to this one, except this rack over here on this side, you can see there's the wood. This rack is going to house two 40-gallon tanks. We are actually downsizing our 75 into a 40-gallon. Not because we don't like this 75, it's just because when we move the 40 gallons into the house, all right, when we do that, well, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move them into the house. We want the 40 gallons in there, and we want them to be, you know, the same size, smaller, and the light to be able to hit them a little bit better. So that's the main thing. The 75, we like it, but we just our fish are just too small. So yeah, we'll just deal with that now when we get to it. But yeah, we're gonna have another rack right here. Now this rack, once we move it into the house, we're gonna put up another one that'll house some more tanks. But the goal is to have this, and I'll show it and explain it to you. So the goal here, all right, is to be able to put the 10-gallon tanks on the bottom, 20-gallon long, 20-gallon long, 20-gallon long, 20-gallon long, and then over here I'm gonna have 4 more 20-gallon longs. All right, so it'll be a rack very similar to that, but it'll be a rack that only has 20-gallon longs on it. That's what's gonna be right here. I have to insulate that garage door right there. And I'm still working on insulating the rest of this where there's some gaps and stuff. There is a wood burning fireplace right there, but I'm gonna remove that. So right now all we got is a teeny tiny little space heater heating this garage. Not too bad, doesn't do too bad of a job. But in here we got my daughter's betas. So these are the Albi marginatas, empty. Jace's beta died, probably due to the stress of the move. Not really sure, but he's eventually gonna get some new wild betas in there. This is my older boy's tank. It's where the Hemi-2 secret weapon Medaka rice fish are. Empty, future home of some new color variants of Medaka rice fish. These right here are my daughter's baby Albi marginatas. They're in there growing up nicely. These are the Gecko Medaka rice fish. These are the ones that look like miniature koi. These right here I wonder if I switch that around, it won't be as wobbly. Yeah, okay. So I gotta clean these lids. This right here is another color variant of the Medaka rice fish. These are called the Agiyu. This right here, I don't know if you can see all of them up there at the top. It's a solid black with some orange in it. Long fin, and it has the dragon long fin, which is really cool. But the long fins are very unique. They're a frilled long fin. So keep an eye out for these guys here once they get older and start breeding. In here we have some sapphire Medakas. There's not quite enough in there. I have some more on the way. But yeah, sapphire slash whatever, sapphire Medakas. So that's what's going in here. All right. We're going to be breeding a lot of Medakas. This right here, all right, will house another kind of Medaka in here called, it's a variant of the Mirage Longfin. We're just going to call it the Maria Medaka. See, there's the Hemi-2 Medaka right there. So they look really good, but they're not quite breeding yet. But yeah, so I'm gonna have a longfin Mirage style Medaka rice fish in here. Yeah, well, it's coming along. So that's where we're at right now. We're using shop lights. We're using 650 Kelvin shop lights. I got them over there. Eventually I'll have all of these onto a single airline system. I'm going to install probably something up here, plug it in, run the airlines across the roof, across the ceiling, bring it down, and just have a centralized air pump running all of the tanks. I don't plan on doing a water change system, as we don't really change much of the water, but we are going to collect a lot of rainwater, and we're going to do periodic changes of water with rainwater. So that's what we'll do to keep it kind of fresh in there. It'll keep the pH down, we'll replenish the nutrients, that type of thing. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, so those are the updates so far. We'll come back with more once we got the 40 gallons in here, the 20 gallons, and the 29, and we'll let you see the finalized product. Stay tuned. All right, the fish room is coming along. As you can see, there's the two lights. 20, 20, 10, 10, 10, 10. It's gonna be the same over here. The 20's up there. All right, I'll come back with more as soon as I have it. All right, here is a small video of our now 80% completed fish room. So you come in and you can see 40 gallon, 40 gallon. That's a 10-gallon tub. Another 10-gallon tub. We just put that in. There's my beautiful wife. 20 gallon, 20 gallon. Now one thing you may not know, these are father fish tanks. It's got the 1 inch of dirt, the 2 inch of substrate with the mixture in there, but we made our own mixtures. Same thing there, same thing there, same thing here. These are our beautiful killifish. They're doing wonderful. They're already having babies in there. I got subwasser tang that died and somehow came back. We now have a special tank just for the pencil fish since they like to breed so much. I'm going to put some stuff in there right about here so that they can lay all of their eggs on it right there. And the babies will be safe. All right. Mele's betas. These are the extra corporeal light tricolor Medaka rice fish. Hemi-2-Heike Medaka rice fish. These right here are the Mirage longfin rice fish. These are rice fish too, but they're just, you know, assorted colors. Nothing in there yet. These are this is pretty much the pygmy cory tank. There's just tons of them in there. Mele's betas right there growing out. We'll be moving those over there soon. These are regular tricolor, or otherwise known as Gecko, I believe. These are some ultra black long fins with orange. Those are sapphire blue Medaka rice fish. Our betas, which they're not really giving us any more babies, so we may end up having to sell those and look for a different type of fish for that tank. These guys have not been doing too well the last few months, so we're treating them. They're being treated for parasites, and I'll treat them over the next 3 weeks and see if that may help. The male's been acting kind of funny, so we're just going to go ahead and treat them and get that taken care of. But yeah, that's the fish room. We are almost done. Back here, we're going to start breeding guppies again. We're going to put a big rack right here with just one color of guppies. We're going to breed them, and then any guppies we don't want, we're going to feed to our chickens. We're going to have a baby rack back here. So I'm going to put a rack right here, and it's going to have tubs on it where we put our baby or our Medaka rice fish that we're going to sell. And that's it for now. Stay tuned. All right, it's been a long journey to get here, but let's take a look at what we have accomplished in our new fish room. So over here is where we have our brine shrimp hatchery. All right. You guys all remember the Pelvicochromis tenuatus. These guys, we don't know what's going on with them, so we're going to have to take them out and put them in a retirement tank. We're going to put a retirement tank over there in the back right corner. So they're not even breeding anymore. So either the male hates the female now, or the female, I don't know, something's going on. So we're going to try to find something else to breed in this tank here. These are our betas. The male has gotten so stressed out from all the moving and everything that these guys are also going to go into a retirement tank. So we're going to look for a new fish to breed in here as well. This right here is Mele's Albi marginatas. Get up here a little closer. You can see all of her babies. They're growing really nicely. There's a whole bunch of them in there. We finally got them to eat, you know, dry food finally. One of the hardest fish to teach to eat dry food that we've ever had. But now these babies are doing much better. They're eating dry food. They're loving it. And then we got a whole bunch of new color strains of the Medaka rice fish. So in here, you can see them there in the back. These are tricolor. They're coloring up really nicely. 2 males and 4 females in there. So that should work out pretty good for us when they start to breed. These are a crazy looking long fin solid black. I got a couple of them in here I need to cull out. You'll see the one right here has got something wrong with his fins. He's like swimming straight up and down. So we're gonna have to, you know, find a place to put him. And then in here, these are, like I said, long fin. I can't remember the name. It's actually got a special name for the fin. I'll look it up and put that somewhere up here in the corner. But the fins, they're like strings coming off. They're really cool. These right here are sapphires with a more of a blue tone to them. So we're gonna call them blue sapphires. They just had a really good meal, so they are pooping out a lot of brine shrimp in there. But they're doing really well. You can see that there's tons of them in there. Over here we have our, you know, world-class, you know, killifish, the Indindiri. They are coloring up nicely. We have several pairs ready. So as soon as we start, you know, selling again, we will have about 3, maybe 4 pairs of these ready to go. This right here is another color strain. This is a long fin Imican in here. Or sorry, not long fin Imican, a long fin Mirage. So this is a Mirage long fin. There are a lot of beautiful ones in here. You can see they are coloring up really nicely in there. Got a bunch of them still in the top. Lots of males and females. These are the Hemi-2-Heike that you remember from a long time ago. We've already segregated these out and got the best colors. So we pulled out the best looking females and the best looking males, and we're breeding those in here. There's already a bunch of babies in here. And we moved over some of the babies in here, so you might be able to see them. So there's one of the babies from this group. All right, the B quality Hemi-2-Heike are in this tub here. They will be moved eventually, but these ones here will probably breed as well. So we'll be selling these as B grade Hemi-2-Heike, and you can see them all back there in the back corner. All right, there's some males and females in here, but we will sell them as unsexed due to the fact that, yeah, we'll just sell them that way. Yeah, there's another one right there underground. These are still really pretty Medaka rice fish. All right, over here we have our pond fish. These guys are going to go into our 200 to 300 gallon pond that we're going to build in the backyard. There's a ton of them in here, probably about 180 rice fish in here. Some of them are really pretty. This is just kind of a mixed quality, different types of Medakas. So once they start getting into breeding ages, we'll probably start pulling some out and selling these as mixed, or maybe even selling them or selling the eggs. You never know. But yeah, these are doing great in here as well. These guys up here, they stopped breeding as well, so probably due to the stress. So these are our Pistogrammas. See them right here. Female, we got another female over here. This male is beautiful, but they're just not breeding anymore. So we're gonna take these and put them in the retirement tank. It's gonna be about a 100 gallon plus retirement tank over here with enough space, 54 inches long. And we're gonna have them over here in the corner. They're all gonna do just fine. All right, and then of course our pencil fish. This is our pencil fish breeding tank. We've already got a baby in there going on, so these guys are still doing really well. I figure, it'd take them a little while to finally give us some more eggs. Down here, these are what's called tricolor extracorporeal light, which means they glow a lot more underneath the right lighting conditions. We have a ton of them in there. These guys are very, very friendly. I'll show you. So, a lot of times the Medaka rice fish are really skittish, but these guys, they come right up to me, see? They don't mind. They've gotten used to us as their food source, so these guys don't care about us. which is nice. So they're growing up really nicely, coloring up nice. And these Maley's betas. There's 2 males in here, so we have to look for her for another female, just to make sure, you know, she has another breeding group in here. But it'll be when they get a little bit bigger over there. So yeah, this is the setup. So those are our breeding tanks. All right, we have all of these lights connected to one plug-in, which is a lot of lights, and we'll go over these lights here in another video. It's another low-cost alternative if you're setting up a big tank system like this. I like these lights here. They have the clear panel on the front. All right, and these are really, really bright lights. You'll see it covers all of that. And then, where our grow-out tanks, we're doing something a little different. So in our grow-out tanks, you'll see here's our grow-out tanks for the Medaka rice fish. I still got to label them. Got 2 there, and I got 6 over there. But yeah, so that's what our setup looks like now. It's looking pretty good. Soon we're going to put another tank setup right here. So right here I'm going to put another setup. It's going to have some 10 gallons on there, a tub on the bottom, 20. We're going to take that 29 that we have over here. That's going to go on the top, and it's going to be another breeding setup for most likely one type of fish. It's a fish that we're going to be able to use that we can also feed the culls to our chickens as a high protein snack. All right, so that is the almost entirely finished fish room. All right, we are here in the fish room, and we are finally done setting up the fish room. We finally got everything in here set up. We got all the fish back in their local places, and we are ready to go. So now we just need a bunch of babies, and we need to start selling. Now, one thing we don't do is we don't sell in the winter time. So if it's super cold, below 45, we don't sell our fish. If it is super hot, above 90, we don't sell our fish. We do this to ensure that our fish are always arriving to your house alive. When it gets really hot out there, it is very difficult to keep those fish alive, especially if you use services like USPS, which is the post office, which has gotten horrible. So we no longer use them anymore. We now only ship with UPS and sometimes FedEx. We will never ship with the post office anymore unless it is 100% absolutely necessary. But let's take a look at the finalized fish room. All right, so over here we got live bears, killifish. Down here we have 3 tanks right here of, oh my goodness, right down here we have 3 tanks of Japanese Medaka rice fish. These are my son's wild beta embolus right in this tank. All right, so that's what that rack looks like. There's the lighting. I will do a video on this lighting here soon. This lighting is amazing. It's just shop lighting. It'll be an update to our super cheap lights for your fish room. Over here we have another rack. This rack right here is our breeding and breeding tubs. Down here is a special project of swallowtail and mirage longfin. We're trying to see what we can get out of there, but we need some more black fish in there to help even it out. Up here is a jet black Japanese Medaka rice fish bought from Medaka Fix on eBay. These are just babies. Let's see if we can see the babies. Where are they at? They're teeny tiny. I don't even know if you can see that one. You see that little guy? No. Can't see that little guy. Let's get up higher, see if I can see him. There's one right there. Little white one right there. It's hard to see. Well, these guys are teeny tiny right now. But yeah, so we got some black ones in there. There's one right there swimming, you see it? Yeah, so these are the jet black Orochi regular fins in there. This is this right here is a wild beta embolus female. I believe so. We just have one in there at the moment. Take a look at her. There she is. This is one of my son's babies. This was the babies that were able to grow up in the tank without intervention from us. All right. Over here we have our breeding slash grow out section. All right, so up here we have Gecko. All right, Gecko, these are some tricolors. This right here is a special egg containment thing. So what I'm doing is they lay their eggs on these right here, and to keep the eggs in the same temperature, I have a container up here that we just drop the eggs in, and as you can see, there's tons of fish in there already hatched that I got to get out. It's connected to an air line, and it's got a little mini filter on there. So yeah, so this is Gecko. We got one of those in here as well. All right. This right here is Himituhaiki. We are still working on this line, but we are getting some beautiful colors out. She is full of eggs right there. I don't know if you see that. Full of eggs. Now what we're doing in these tanks is we are putting tiger lily in here. We got tiger lily in there, and that'll eventually grow up and have some giant leaves. We just put them in there, so you can see they're starting out pretty well. All right, these right here are sapphires. These are probably our prettiest ones at the moment. If you like those, the blue sapphire. Sapphire came over as a silver-ish color. We are breeding it specifically for the blue color. And we are going to, and you can see that one's full of eggs as well. They have a breeding tub in there where we take the eggs out. This is a brand new one right here. All right. This one right here is called Yokihi Panda. It's a solid orange Medaka with solid black eyes. It lacks the iridescence in the eye, so it looks kind of like a panda eye on there. These are going to be cool. And we have UV lighting. So we don't have our Medaka outdoors, so we have 4 hours of UV lighting. All right. And it's connected up here. These are just reptile lights I got off Amazon. It works really well. We were having trouble with our sapphire breeding. I put this UV lighting on there, and 3 days later, boom, started breeding. These are the babies. There's probably a good 30 or 40 babies in each one of these tubs. These are the Heike. These are the sapphire blues, and these are the geckos. All right, you can see some babies there on top, babies on top, and that one's harder to see, but there you go. Yep, and they got air in each one of them. I gotta fix this right here, but yep, so that's what that is. This container right here, this is another new Medaka, but let's take a look around. All right, so we got this side over here. All right, these are some more live bears. These are some cichlids we're breeding. Brand new Medaka. These Medakas right here are going into our outdoor pond once we get it built. All right. These down here, hard to see. You can't even see those, but maybe I can get, you see a little one over there? I'm just going to call these Goku until I can actually figure out how to say the name of them. But there's about 12 of them in there. Pond fish. This is our grow out rack. This is the rack we were working on building. All right, up here and down here, these have 3 different purposes. They will each house 2 different types of fish in them that are, work with each other. These right now are the coals. So in this tank, we're gonna have the coals for the Medaka. So these will just be a whole bunch of random colors, and they're still very pretty on those coals. This one here is kind of purple and blued up on that one. That one's kind of an ugly tricolor. But yeah, so those are going to be the Medaka coals. We're going to have live bears in there for the babies, of course. And then they'll have 2 different types, another type of fish in there with them for their grow out containers. We're growing some apple trees. This is our pond. This is the retirement pond. All right. In here we have some Medaka that just don't look very well. We don't like to cull them and kill them. Eventually we're gonna have chickens, and we'll just feed these guys to the chickens as a snack. But when we see a fish like this is Howard. I don't know if you see him. He's all completely bent, but he is enjoying life and having a great time in here. We named him Howard. He is bent completely at the waist. We put those guys in here. There's something wrong with every one of these Medakas in here. Even though they may not look like it from above, every one of them have some issues. Now here's the cool part, is they've been they've been breeding in here, so we got babies in here, and some of them are really pretty. This is one of their babies right there. Hard to see, but he's kind of a green with gold and an orange head, so some are really pretty in here. We also got pencil fish in here because they stopped breeding for us, and these are some of our cichlids in here that just stopped breeding, but we're giving them a chance to live out their life. You can see there's one of the cichlids. They're still trying to breed with the male, but never producing any eggs anymore. But yeah, so that's our retirement pond, letting them just have their biggest and best life in something huge. It's 110 gallons in there, and it's just teeny tiny fish in there. All right, so the last and final rack over here, let's take a look at it. That's the last and final rack. These are our award-winning killifish. These right here are my wife's Smaragdina betas. This is a grow out tank for one of our medacas. We haven't decided yet. Grow out tank for the Hemi-2-Heike. They're all at the front of the tank because they think they're getting fed again. These right here is going to be the grow out tank for the Goku that I'm over here. And that last one right there is my daughter's beta tank, which is the beta Albi marginata. All right. So the fish room is finally finished. We finally got everything up in here. All right. We got our brine shrimp hatchery up, all our lights, UV lights. We got our fridge for our fish food. We even have a portable air conditioner in here and a fan to help circulate the air around the room. This thing works amazing. This thing right here, if you ever want to know what you got to do, you may want to do this. So I have it connected to the pipe going up, and it's connected to an external pipe right here, and it goes outside. See? Boom, right outside. All closed off, ready to go. I got some more projects here that I need to do. This is for the gutters. Project over there I'm doing. There's just a massive pothos that we have. This eventually will come down, and I'm thinking about adding in insulation in the wall by drilling holes and shooting the insulation in there and just cram packing it full all the way around. That'll probably be cheaper for us. Gonna do this wall here, that wall there, and then around the garage door. And then I think I'm gonna do spray foam insulation on the garage door right there. That doesn't work. That broke as soon as we moved in. Oh, and there's our 75. Eventually that 75-gallon tank right there is gonna go indoors. And that's gonna be our display tank with fish that we just like to see. And one last addition here, we got our RODI device set up right here. That bucket is to get the runoff. It goes right in through that door, connects to our sink, and the lines are long enough. There are a few tanks in here that need RODI water. These fish right here, which is the Nanocara anomala. See if I can get a good picture of these guys. This guy right here is just beautiful. He's got yellows, blues. There's the females in there. They've already been breeding in there and doing a great job. They're in there with some cold rice fish, and what that did was help them. It's kind of dither fish. It helps them attack those guys instead of each other. And those rice fish are just super fast compared to them. So, but yeah, this needs RO water and all the beta tanks. So that one needs RO, that one needs RO, and that one down there needs RO. We keep our killifish tanks pretty low on the TDS. All right, so that is our finalized and finished fish room. If you like what we did and you enjoyed the tour of our fish room, our final setup fish room, please hit that like and subscribe button. And thanks again for coming to NoobAquatics. You have a wonderful fishy day, and we'll see you next time.